Andrew, for the effects of, you know, the little emojis of writing, taking notes down. And we'll also spray out this beautiful love spray. Love spray. Love, self-empowerment, self-love, and harmony. Attracting harmony. 222. 222. It's harmonious relationships and harmony. Okay, and we're burning. You know, we have our burning ceremony. We have sage. We have everything, incense, everything on deck. Protection crystals. Okay, so the first part, and you guys can comment as you go along and we'll discuss. The first thing is you have to you know, this is relationship one-on-one. We're going to talk about, y'all going to mention some issues, some things, some funny things or whatever that y'all had you know, in relationships, you know, some challenges, etc. But first we're going to talk about the relationship with self. If you do not know yourself and your triggers, you're going to have a hard time, you know, dealing with relationship. You're going to keep having the same issues without knowing why do you act a certain way. Why do you know, sometimes we sabotage relationships without wanting to because of our pain or because of background situation, right? Relationship of self is shadow work. You can run away from it, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. Shadow work means getting to know yourself, getting to know how you were raised, okay? A lot of the relationships, that the way we relate to people, have to do with our mothers or our maternal figure, and then our parents, okay? So in research, a lot of you know, relationship experts talk about the relationship with your mother. If you were, and parents, if you were raised in a very encouraging environment, people that poured into you, rewarded you, praised you, you grow up without so much confusion, and you grow up with empowering yourself. So you grow up, this live, let me see, Angela's, hey, what's this live is about relationship 101 and conflict resolution in relationships. How you doing? Yeah, so it's an open forum. So if you scroll up, you see the little outline that I have. So relationship with self. A lot of if your mom, if your parents or whatever, one parent is a narcissist, then, you know, that's, you grow up with those insecurities. You grow up, they will use other people in families to talk about you as you're getting older. Or even, you know, to, you know, not be on your side. It's like a frenemy. It's like having an enemy in your, you know, in your family. And sometimes I say enemies have familiar faces, right? So the way somebody, if you grew up with challenges in childhood, where people didn't pour into you, they didn't do right by you, they didn't take care of you, they didn't nurture you, that you grow up with a lot of insecurities and confusion, and also self-esteem issues. So then what happens? You can get out of that, but it's a fight for your life. It's a fight for your brain to reprogram yourself, to believe in yourself, to pour all that stuff that should have been poured into you. You got to pour it to yourself. You got to pour it onto yourself. And you got to brainwash yourself into believing that you are worth it. That you are worth it, and realizing and maturing psychic intelligently enough to know that they didn't do right by you. People didn't do right by you. Now, you have a choice. You could continue the pattern. You could break the pattern with your own kids, or just as an adult with your own relationships. And people that are usually seeking spiritual guidance are wanting to change, wanting to elevate, wanting to go up the spiritual ladder. And by that are people that are going to break those habits. So the people that I'm speaking to, a lot of us have been done wrong, or in our childhood, people did not pour into us, did not do right by us, did not, you know, and we had to learn a lot of things through life. Now, why is the relationship of yourself important? Shadow work is one of the most important things that is so underrated, because you have to, shadow work is, and you could research after tonight, is getting to know everything about you, the good, especially the bad, the ugly, like, you know, a lot of those things, like if you're a jealous person or you have attachment phobia, you know, like you know, fear of people leaving you. All of those things have something to do with your childhood trauma. All of those things. Look back. It could have been an aunt. It could have been your father, a parent that wasn't present, or just your history, your childhood story, that something wasn't right. And you know. So shadow work is looking at, who am I? Why do I get jealous? Why do I do this? Why do I hate certain type of people? Why do I get triggers? It's knowing all your triggers. Once you know all your triggers, then you can actually communicate your triggers to people that you're going to interact with intimately, like intimate relationships. Okay, then you can actually go and interact with people. But you got to accept your good and the bad and the ugly, and work through it gracefully, and know that if you are, you know, working. And by the way, triggers don't really all go away. I hate to say that. You know, my opinion, right, and research that I've read a lot of books, triggers, you learn to deal with your triggers, and you learn to navigate with your triggers. All of those negative things that people find negative, is in shadow work, you accept them. You don't say that they're negative. They came from somewhere. They came from somewhere. That was not, you know, kids are born pure, and the adults either do right by them or lack. There's a history of lacking love or lacking guidance, and that forms who you are. That's why the term childhood drama and trauma exists, and it's real. And it usually is with the matriarch. The matriarch has the responsibility to guide the family, or the patriarch, but to guide the family. And not, if the family is divided, the matriarch is supposed to be doing them Sunday dinners or them dinners and saying, we're going to talk, we're going to fix all our issues. And there's some families that have healthy, you know, disagreements, and they still got to come together. And people literally in the family will say, well, we're family whether you like it or not, and we're just going to have to accept everybody's differences, but we are still family, and they're united. And there's people that will be divided forever. You don't see your cousin for 10, 15 years. You don't talk to your sisters. You don't talk to your mom, etc. So let's read some comment. I noticed that because I wasn't given much emotional support. Basically, I always wish to care for others. Yes, that has something to do with it. Always. Very sad or disappointed when my help is rejected. So the way we act, it has everything to do with childhood. Everything, our inception, the beginning, everything. And that makes a lot of sense, because you're demonstrating what you were lacking, right? You're trying to give it, so that's in the hopes that somebody gives it back to you, what you were missing, right? So it's very important for us to pick the right type of person. And you know, it's a yin and yang. You know, the yin and yang symbol, it's like one side is smaller and the other one is heavier, is more circular. So it's the yin and yang. People gotta fit. And that goes with your friendships. People gotta fit right. Because you can't, if you were not loved and showed love and emotion as a child, you don't want to continue that and be with jerks and people that are doing the same, because that relationship is going to be one big trigger. And you don't want to be in a trigger roller coaster. So the relationship with self, brainwashing yourself into knowing and believing that you're worth it, that you're okay, that you're not strange, that it's not your fault, that it's not your fault. Because there's people that grow up very confident because they grew up reading affirmations, parents praying with them, or just being in an environment that it was safe to be themselves. Another thing about shadow work is when people suppress, like, hey, be ladylike, don't do this, don't do that. You're supposed to accept yourself and be yourself openly, and just, you know, classy, you know, work through it, but not suppress. And a lot of people suppress. You know, when we're growing up, we were suppressed. Our emotions were suppressed. Like, don't act jealous, don't cry, don't do this. And you didn't get a chance to work through the emotions and feel the emotions. And then it shows up 10, 20 years when you're in a relationship, that sometimes we act like a baby in a relationship. And it's like, why am I so needy? it wasn't your fault, you know. That's my family. We all disconnected. Wish everyone the best though. Right, right. Yeah, you know, when unfortunately that happens, still maintain good intentions, you know, and that's kind of hard to not to just wish them well. You understand? So it's like loving from a distance and keeping a distance. And a distance is healthy, and sometimes it gotta be like that. So until somebody sees and that you know you are the bigger person, and unfortunately a lot of times the people that I read for, they are the bigger person. They are the ones that want to change, want to get answers. We're here trying to get answers, or try to collaborate and talk to like-minded people. And sometimes communities like this are like our families. You know, they are more of a family, some strangers, than our own families, because people will listen and will, you know, hear you out. Look, all your comments are here, respected, received, regardless. You get me? Respectfully, right? So the childhood trauma, so that's a relationship of self. And, you know, when you empower yourself and you keep going in the higher vibration, getting up in the ladder of vibration, you become more powerful, and you start seeing your family saying, they are toxic, and seeing people, friends that were like, this person used and abused our friendship for 10 years, or this man or this woman used me in this relationship. Then you start getting clarity, and once you start getting clarity, you take back your power, and you are like, you know, and you accept yourself for who you are, and then you seek harmonious people, people that complete you, yin and yang, that can fit that life path number, or personality test. It's like the PACE personality test, etc. That talks about people like spicy group, the blueberries. You know, it talks about different type of relationships. You know, personality, but life path number says a lot. It says the type of person you are and the type of person that you are, you know, can attract, or your partner, etc. Okay, so the next thing is, now we're gonna talk about, and it's open to all of y'all. Well, we're gonna talk about problems in relationships, okay? But before we do that, I want to talk about the way this is called this has been called like a relationship dance, right? A conflict dance, right? Three types of conflict. Yeah, I'm on one. We on one. We on one. Yeah. We on one. So there's the three different ways, and there's always more, but I've narrowed it down. I did a bunch of research, read a lot of stuff, so that I brought it down to, I took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm going to tell you some of the books that I am referring, that I use a lot of research from, and at the end. But the three conflict dances, the three main ways in, you know, that people deal with conflict. Okay, so the first one is the first type of way that you deal with conflict is going at each other. It's like it's like a cat fight, dog fight, just going at each other, crashing out together. You know, just a crash out, aiming at each other. So that's the dance, the dancing towards each other, just, you know, tearing each other's head off, right? That's the first way that people deal with conflict. The next way is withdrawal. It's like withdrawal. Both people ain't talking. And then we're going to talk about how long is it too long to not speak to somebody when you're mad at someone, right? So the second dance of conflict dances, is withdrawal. I don't give a damn. I'm not talking to you. I ain't talking to you. And I'm not going to be the first one to call. I ain't going to text this fool. And that's it. You withdraw. That's the second dance of conflict. The third dance of conflict is the runner or the chaser. Somebody gives a damn about the relationship and the other one doesn't. And somebody chases it. Hey, can we get back together? We need to communicate. We need to talk. We need to do this. And the other one's in withdrawal. So one person's in withdrawal. So let me say that again. Three type of ways that people deal with conflict is going at each other. You know, all out, you know, brawl, mosh pit, right? And the second way is withdrawal when people just don't want to give a damn, don't want to talk. And the third way is somebody's running and somebody's chasing, and somebody cares about fixing it right away, like, oh, let's not sleep angry, right? And then the other person's like, man, I don't, I'm shutting down, right? So that's, so when you know how people deal with conflict, and that's, see, I'm the unpopular opinion, because when you're getting to know someone, and I believe you should ask that type of question, those are, you don't know what to talk about when you first get to know someone, to date them, to possibly date them. You can ask all those questions, those hard-hitting questions. Get it out the way. Do you believe in marriage? Do you want to have children? Do you believe in blended families? How do you deal with conflict? Like, how do you deal when, in relationships, when you get upset? What is your style? What do you, what works for you, etc. So when you, or in the beginning, I believe in the beginning, because I don't want to do 2 or 3 years. I've already wasted a lot of years with people guessing and finding out through their actions that, oh, you like to hide for 2 or 3 weeks when you pissed off. That doesn't work for me, because in 2 or 3 weeks somebody can have a whole baby, I guess. I guess. So thank you for liking my unpopular opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, see, because people want to be so prime and proper and polite, and that's not impolite to ask. That just means you want to get to the meat and potatoes. You want to know what it is. This is a relationship. It's a partnership. It's a business partnership at that. If it works out and y'all together, money got to be calculated. Living expenses, everything got to get together. Some people are so polite. You're going to be polite for 5.5 years. I read people that are polite for 10 years, because they just deal with it. And then they just go the ultimate crash out. And then they're like, I didn't like you anyways. After 30 years, you're going to spend 30. Some people wait 30 years in a relationship to stop being polite and start getting real. It is, right? 2 or 3 weeks, the relationship is over by then. Yeah, you have a whole baby, like somebody could have got married, So my unpopular opinions is to ask what it is, not what it might be. Because then this is what happened. Even if people lie to you in the beginning, say, I believe in marriage, then you're going to marry their words with their actions. Because you was talking about you believe in marriage. Listen, a man knows, a woman knows. They don't need 5 years. In my second unpopular opinion, a person does not need 5 years to find out if they want to marry you or not. I believe when people meet, they know who this person is. They when you initially start meeting someone, they're like, okay, this is a one-night stand, this is, marriage material. This is a life partner. This is somebody that I'm just lusting after. People know. People know. Let's read some of the. A lot of people just settle in relationships just to have someone, because it's like, oh, everybody doing relationship pictures, right? Everybody taking pictures on Instagram. So it's like, yo, I want to do, bay vacation, right? So I got to take some pictures. Living life for the gram. A lot of people, people do that. They won't talk to you for a couple of weeks or a month. If that's not your style, that is a war. Ain't no World War III. This is the ultimate war. Relationship wars have ended, unfortunately, sometimes tragically, or sometimes it's the ultimate crash out, because you don't know what type of person you're dealing with. Now, if the person lies and says, no, I don't like to go to sleep angry. Cap, that's a lot of people, that's a lie, and it's okay to cool off. A lot of psychiatrists and therapists say like 2-3 days. It to me, it depends. My third unpopular opinion is they say 3 days is okay to cool off for 3 days. My unpopular opinion is, let's fix this. Everybody needs cool off period. You can cool off for the day or whatever, a few hours, but I don't believe in like, oh, I'm cooling off for 2-3 months or 2-3 weeks. So I'm cooling off for a whole week. Listen, after a week, you got to know what you want to do with me, because then that's when a lot of stagnation happens. People want to put you in the pending file like, oh, we had a fight. That's my pass to be a hoochie somewhere in the club, to be, turning up and get a bunch of side chicks. Because we mad at each other, and then so that when they get back together with you, they're like, well, we were mad. Well, I don't really know if we were together, really, when I did this, if they get caught out there, being sleazy. Yeah, Preach, Foxy. You ain't missing this one. Yeah, thank you. Usually, if someone is meant for you, you will feel it from the start. You don't need that much time. That's cap. Unpopular opinion. Somebody keep track of my unpopular opinion. That's cap. People don't need, a man does not need. Listen, I know men that have said they don't need 2 years. You understand? And the men in my family, they don't need no 2 years. People just be like, yo, after a year and a half, somebody proposing, like, look, let's just settle down. You understand? A man does not need, or a woman, let's not put it all on the men. A man or a woman does not need, well, a man, you know, if you believe in tradition, the man has to propose. You do not, yo, after like 2 years, it's like, what are we doing? That's when it's better to break up early, 2 years, than you to give. Listen, I know people have been engaged for 10 years. Desgracia. Disgrace. 10 years? That dude he don't need to buy the cow. He got the milk, the everything at home. You know, he don't need to, you know what I'm saying? He got everything at home. So if you act like a wife, why do they need to marry you? Why do they need to marry you? You gave them everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm the unpopular opinion. If I'm in a relationship, I'm like, if I cook for you one time, it's like, hey, one time, and I can throw down, right? And then it's like, yo, you cooking? Oh, no, that's a wifey privilege. Excuse me. No, that's wifey. I do that for, husband, wifey things. Yeah, there's different levels, you get me? So it's like they with it or they're not. Do not give people privileges, so many privileges. And, you know, it's your decision if you want to live with someone or not. But it's like people get comfortable because they don't have to work for it. They don't have to work for it. Adriana, oh, hi, how you doing? Yes, no cooling off for weeks. No, for weeks means you got to pass to be a hoochie somewhere. That's my unpopular opinion. You got to pass, like, you know, that's the best time. That's like, yo, we in this middle gray area, right? I don't know if we're coming or going, so I'm going to turn up. I see Shorty right there. I'm going to turn up. We're going on a vacation, you know, solo trip. I'm going to do people going to do everything. I'm going to need 3 years. See, this is why people, Southwest, this is why people be like, yo, I don't want a relationship. This is why. Angela said, people also do this thing where they be in the wrong, but shift the blame. People always shift the blame, the guilty. A lot of people will shift the blame because they are little boys or little girls. They're not ready to take responsibility. When a real soulmate is ready, it is a different vibe. And you can feel it. Like Weepy Star said, you can feel it. You're like, listen, this is a husband material. I ain't trying to mess this up. This is an emperor I'm dealing with. Or this is an empress. When a man or a woman, when a man values you, they're like, man, the way F-boy that I was in high school, man, I can't do that. Or in college or after college, I can't be an F-boy because this is a wife. She knows her value. She knows her place. People will do what you let them. You set the stage. And I keep saying that when I do readings. People set the stage. Or somebody betrayed me and stuff. Sometimes we set the stage. What did you contribute? Because those periods of like, oh, I'm cooling off and it's been, I don't believe in that. And taking breaks, but it's up to you. You know, we always agree and disagree, but, you know, cooling off, you know, and also like, let's take a break. To me, I heard the word break. We're breaking up. I don't take like a break for a year or two. That's a broken up because you want to detach from that. Oh, hi. How you doing, Erica? You want to detach from that because then you have an opportunity to live and meet the right one that doesn't need to take a break because they see the urgency of love and the urgency of the value of you. You are an urgent matter. You are worth it and worthy. So if I see you and I see your worth, you're a good ass woman, and a lot of good women and men, they don't need much. They just want respect, communication, and an equal give and take, and somebody that aligns with what they're trying to do in life, ambitious or hardworking. They don't need much. And I hate to say it, in my unpopular opinion, number 5 or 6, I don't feel like a lot of women, to me, a lot of people are easy to please. They just want a caring person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's consistent. You understand? Don't act funny money. Like, oh, you can't, if you can't find somebody after 7 p.m. and you started talking to them, that's your sign. 7 p.m., no, because he's with his wife. Unpopular opinions. Good evening. Yeah. Erica, nice to see you again. So one thing people, so now we're talking, everybody can just say some issues and things that you've seen in relation. One thing people need to know is if someone acts a certain way before a committed relationship, chances are they will have the same traits and habits after making a relationship official. No truer words have been spoken. People tell you who they are. Psychologists and psychiatrists believe that, and I was knee deep in psychology. That was in college. They believe after 2 years, people cannot keep up a facade. About 1.5 years or 2 years, people cannot keep up an act. So if you're dating someone, and that's why a lot of people engage people at 2 years. If you're dating someone, they show you who they are. If you look back at all the times a relationship didn't work, and you're like, yo, this person was just using me for money, you look back in the movie of the relationship, and when you rewind the movie, when you're in isolation, because Spirit puts you in isolation so that you can have no choice but to think or watch TV all day. After a while, you're just going to think either way, because you're going to think at night when you're trying to go to bed. Spirit will put you to think, right? And to recap, and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing in isolation? Oh, you figure it out, because your mind's going to be active, and then you're going to get your power to a point where you're going to be in zen and calm, but you're going to be thinking at first and replaying like a loop, and that's attachment. You know, when the attachment card comes out, when we do readings, people be like, I ain't attached to this person, I broke up with them. Yes, but you're looping the movie in your mind. You're looping the movie of how they betrayed you. You're looping the movie of all the sex scenes. You get me? You're looping the movie of the stuff you liked or didn't like. You're looping the movie and attaching it to how you were raised, and how you didn't get what you wanted, out of a childhood, a happy childhood. Okay, so you're that's attachments. So in isolation, you're gonna figure it out after a while. It's like if you're in a deserted island. You're gonna figure it out. And when God or the universe does not want you to have a relationship, you could talk to 10 dudes, 20 dudes, and none of them will work out, because it's not your time. And it's not your time. You understand? People will show you. When you look at the movie of a relationship, evaluate a relationship that went wrong. That person showed you who they were before your commitment. They showed you before the 5 years or however long you worked, you stayed in that relationship. There are traces of them. They already showed you glimpses of who they are. Hi, Priestess. Hi, by the way. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? The red flags were there. The red flags are always there. And this is relationships with family, with everybody. Southwest says, oh, thank you, Angela's confirming. Yeah, solidarity. That honeymoon phase and love bombing will have you seen through rose-colored glasses. Yes. Yes, thank you for saying you don't miss. I like that. Weepy Star, the High Priestess Tower. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome. People will show you who they are. Spirit will warn you. You start seeing synchronicities, and you didn't realize the synchronicities were always there. Isn't it funny when you start seeing 222 and stuff like that? And people be like, listen, Foxy, ever since I got a reading from you, I've been baptized in these numbers. I've been seeing these numbers. You curse me. No, I was sent. I'm the UPS, person, or the prime delivery, to deliver the message so that you can open your eyes. So that you can listen. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot me. I'm just saying words. I'm just saying words. I'm the innocent party. I'm over here saying words, you know, sending the smoke signals. The numbers have been there. The warnings have been there. People will show you, you know, who they are. And sometimes we, if you are, listen, when you are in a good relationship, you are free to be yourself. Let me say that again. When you're in a good relationship, you're free to be yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. One of the most important things. When you are in a good relationship, you are free to be yourself. Have you ever acted all ladylike or proper because you got to act a certain way with someone, right? And it's okay in the beginning, you know, when you're like, oh, we're going on a date, I'm only ordering a salad. I ain't getting messy Jesse. Messy Jesse, write it down. For anybody, no, I'm a perfect person or whatever. So a lot of times, you know, and it's not to say to be crazy and just be like, order 10 burgers, you know, on your first date or whatever. But it's like you could be yourself. The right person is going to be like, oh, you like hiking? Yeah, that's good. That's healthy, you know. The wrong person is going to be like, oh, no, that's crazy. Oh, no. You know, the person that doesn't, you know. And sometimes opposite attract, where somebody is not like you, but they're willing to do the activity or willing to do things that you are showing them. Another good example of a good relationship is when someone when you're in a relationship where you learn something from each other. If you're just teaching someone in a relationship, you're just pouring into them, they're getting everything out of you. You are the prize. You're the lottery. You're pouring and pouring, and nobody's pouring into you. So, you know, in isolation, you take back your power. You see all those things. You see all those things. You get me? People crack it. Oh, yeah, Southwest. But people change. No, I'm so conflicted. I'm stuck in between two thoughts right now. Past was horrible with them, but then they changed slightly. Just became lazy. I love food. I be eating. Yeah, and let me tell you. So I'm gonna address the quickest thing, which is the I love food, and then we're gonna go into that. What the high priestess said. Food and eating. If there's gonna be somebody that it turns them on, like, yo, girl, did you just have 3 dinners? Man, I'll marry you on Tuesday. That's it. That's the deal. That's the deal maker for me. Like, I love somebody that can eat. You pack it, you know, like that. What was that line in the movie Just Right with Queen Latifah when she said, "You better be packing something in that wallet," and he was like, "I hear you, girl." Like, and some people love that. You get me? They accept who they are. They think it's the funniest thing, and they're like, "I never seen a woman or man like you. You're different." So as far as people changing, there are too many times. I almost fell for love bomb because I've been neglected. Yeah, and that's a challenge. They showed some worry signs and I dropped them. Me too, Southland. I'm gonna eat. Yeah, we gonna eat. And you gotta get with someone that, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. And maybe someone likes to, you know, is a foodie too. Yeah, and you know Erica's gonna have some good meals. So nah, we not playing no games. I love foodies. As a matter of fact, I love a chef. I love a chef. You ever seen like you know, just somebody in the kitchen preparing you something and they're throwing down, and that, you know, that goes to your point, Weepy Star. That's also love bombing. Now here's the thing: when you're in isolation, you become strong, and you will understand love bombing. You're gonna be like, you know what, boy, I know you love bombing. It's cute. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 for effort. You understand? And yeah, that we might could do something. I gotta see. I'm gonna watch you for a couple more days. You know, you could say this in your head, like, you know, yeah, that was cute. That's when you take back your power. When you're in a moment of weakness and low vibration, you're like, oh, somebody said, hey, girl, oh, my God, I needed that so bad. Oh, somebody winked at me. Oh, my God, I haven't been winked at, and I feel bad. And I'm sending a hug and a kiss to y'all, you know, and to everybody that, you know, feels that way, that they've been neglected so much that they're jaded. Now, as far as people changing, people can change. Here's the thing. This is a twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is soulmates that were designed and made a deal before coming to earth, is what people believe, to be a soul, to be a mate in this lifetime, right? Now, a twin flame journey is where magnetic connection, attraction is through the roof. It's crazy. But they always break up because one person values, and it's a real soulmate, and the other one is not a soulmate and is not ready. What happens? They break up inevitably. The twin flame always has to break up. If you study twin flames, you know what I'm talking about. That is what it is. There's different soulmates. The actual soulmate that's ready, they're not breaking up because they can't afford it. They cannot afford to lose you. They're tired. They're sick and tired. Think of yourself. You sick and tired of games. You want to, for the people that I'm speaking to that are here that are sick and tired of games, that are sick, they just want a relationship. It's like, you and me get along. Let's just do the damn thing, right? Do not cheat. Be faithful. Don't play any games. Value me. Pour into each other. So imagine there are men and people just like you. It's yeah, they're hard. They're out there. It's a toxic world. The dating pool is toxic. But there is people. Those are the people you gotta go with. The people just like you. That's a soulmate. People can change, but here's the thing, High Priestess. So people, well, on a twin flame, there's a separation because they have to learn their lessons. They have to learn their lessons. They have to do their karma, and they have to change. Now, some people will change in a month or two, and they see the value of the relationship, and they want to come back. Some people see the value in the relationship, and they get scared. They're like, "Yo, I don't want to be welcome to Mercury for people that be like, oh no, it's not real. It's still acting up. It's still acting up. Oh dear. Oh, it's so bad. Still acting up. Oh dear Jesus. Okay, hold on. Let me change. Getting better. Is it better now? Oh dear Lord. Look at those exclamation marks. Right. YouTube. Let us be great. It's so crazy. It's good now. Okay. All right. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's there is no see, and this is where I'm like, why does this happen in Mercury retrograde? And it always does, you know. Okay, it's better. Thank the Lord. Okay, so some other issues that you guys see in relationship. What are some other issues? So again, people will change, but the change has to be evident. And the best way to see that is if you see that their actions are matching what they're saying. And that's why those hard hitting questions are important to have right from the beginning. From the beginning, it's good to ask and say, what do you want out of a relationship? What type of relationship? You know, people don't really want what they, you know, relationships. They'll say, you'll hear a grown man or woman saying, I don't know what my relationship goals are, or I don't know. You understand? And there's your answer. That person is going to make you wait. That person is going to be stagnant. That person, you know, because people don't ask those type of questions. They just want to ask, what do you want to do Saturday? What do you want to do, etc. So if you get it from the beginning, you don't have to spend 20 years with someone. Let's see. So do you walk away even though you know you love each other, but no, you do conflict resolution. You try to do conflict resolution. Love each other. If you do love each other. Now, here's the thing. Some people are under the assumption because they love someone very much that the other person loves them back, respectfully. You know, and I got to say respectfully, that's not always the case. Let me say that again. Some people will feel like, oh, we love each other, right? I'm not saying that that's your case, but some people will feel like, hey, we love each other because you know how much love you're pouring into them. But they're like, no, somebody, and their perspective is somebody is crazy about me. They love the hell out of me. And if you hear them talking with their boys or their girlfriends, it's like, man, this dude, I can't get this dude off of me, right? They don't feel the same way, right? So we got to throw in a respectfully. So how do we know if somebody loves you? Because when there's conflict, because the relationship will always be, you know, ups and down. It's not going to be perfect. When there's conflict, a person wants to listen, wants to work it out. When a person, and that's why we talked about the three types of people that, you know, conflict dances. The people that withdraw, it's like, nah, I got to think about it. A lot of people use conflict and fights to be like making it feel like it's your fault. Like, we split up because you caused too many arguments. You understand? That's a toxic person. And when you are in your power, you will start recognizing all those people. And the dating pool will get smaller because you're just going to be like, nope, you're a liar. You don't match your words with your actions. You run mad games. You have, you know, mad game and don't, you know, execute. You don't do anything. You understand? So the dating pool, you know, it's not going to be a dime a dozen people. The special ones will be, you know, in, in lower, you know, amounts and lower quantities, because you will see through the rubble. You will see through the rubble. You'll see the diamond in the rough. You will see it because most people love playing games and love, you know, making you think that it's your fault. Love making you feel like you're the one that keeps arguing or want you to be perfect. A toxic person wants you to be perfect. Like, hey, every little thing you do, it's like you're walking on eggshells because they think you're about argument. They like to make you feel like you're crazy and gaslight you. So I think I'm the type 3, where I always need to isolate to understand how I'm feeling. Right, and that's why it helps to work on yourself first, to get to know yourself a little bit before going into a relationship. Or after a while, you're going to keep dating the same type of people with different faces. Let me say that again. You're going to date the same type of person with a different face. It's like, yo, he's just like this one. He's just like Tyrone. He's just like Bobby. She's just like Maria. She's just, you know, and it's just going to keep going and going. Hi, Tammy, how you doing? So it's like you're just dating the same person with a different body. So after a while, you will stop because you're gonna be so exhausted. And then that's why there's people like Southwest that be like, please, she prays for no relationship. You know what I mean? She prays to, it's like, keep them relationships away from me. So if you know yourself, and that means knowing how you handle and liked, and I love that you said that, Weepy Star, because you said, I think I'm the third type of person. Who are you in conflict, right? Let me say it again. There's three type of dances in conflict. Conflict dances, right? When you both go at each other, it's like, oh no, two, you know, the battle of a dueling match, right? It's like, oh, you gonna do this and I'm gonna upgrade it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna one up you, right? And you go at each other. The second type of how you deal with conflict is you withdraw. Both parties withdraw. And the third type is the runner and the chaser. Now, that's what happens in twin flame. There's some people that, to me, respectfully, they're delusional because they're like, yeah, I know I'm in a twin flame journey for 15 years. That don't even sound right to me. Unpopular opinion. When there's somebody right now that's ready to go and that's thinking and tired, sick and tired, just like you're sick and tired of games, they're sick and tired of games. They're exhausted. Dating is exhausting. And not just dating, but having relationships with people is exhausting. You're going to come to a time where you're so strong in your power, whether through isolation, reflection, or whatever, that you're going to know how to speak to people. And you're going to know how to laugh it off. When people start trying to poke the bear, you're going to be like, that ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. You're going to laugh it off, walk away, and be like, nice try. But I'm powerful. You understand? And people, guys and women, will eliminate themselves. When you have taken your power and you start talking, people might unmatch. If you're doing online dating, they might unmatch because they're going to be like, yo, you sound too strict, too crazy, too whatever. They don't know how to put you in a box because you have your power. And when you made them get a mirror. You put a mirror in front of their faces. Because if you're dating someone and they say, I don't know what my relationship goals are, then you can say, well, how do you know you want to get married? You just told me two different things. And it's like you're thinking like a lawyer now. Because that's you having psychic intelligence. So when you call them out on their bullish, then they don't want to talk to you. So they eliminate themselves. It's like, thank you. Who do I have to send a thank you basket to? Because you just avoided me. I dodged a bullet that could have cost me 10 years to get to know this fool. And at the end of the 10 years, he or she wants to just use me for my money or for just to say I have a house or my good credit or my back or whatever. You know. So let's see who's here. Toxic friendships is the hot topic. Other than non-romantic, what do people around you, people that don't like? Why do people seek to be around people they don't like? We need red flags and how to know people are fake and when you're an empath. Hi, Tammy again. Cherry Blossom, how you doing? Remember Cherry Blossom? Okay. One of the most toxic relationships are friends that are fake, right? When we do readings, and this is like, it's crazy. You ever seen me do a reading when I say, hey, you have deceptive friends, right? Oh, there's deception here, right? And people like, oh, hell no, man, I'm surrounded by ride or dies, right? It's because you haven't lived or you haven't experienced what it is. And chat, how many of you have experienced having friendships for years, then to come to find out that that person was jealous the whole time, or a liar, or they did not want to see your success, right? There are when you are centered, when you meditate or you pray for clarity, right? When your intention is to see and have psychic intelligence, you will notice, let me tell you something. I know people that started working with crystals or just praying or just doing spiritual baths or cleansing their energy, right? By being, by having isolations or meditation times. And all of a sudden, they even told me, and this has happened to me, where someone that I knew for years, I'm like, I see them, when I tell you it's a totally different face, It's like with a totally different face. It's an awakening where you actually see this person's jealous the whole time. You understand? A lot of people have been hurt by friends, when they go on vacation, and we've seen the news, and I'm not even going to discuss, but you've seen the news where girlfriends and they harm each other or they take somebody's man. You understand? So when you have, the best thing that I can say is that when you start aligning yourself and going on a spiritual path, your energy starts cleansing. You're getting all these, look at this community. You're getting all this knowledge. You're exercising your mind. You're awakening, right? We're awakening. Everybody's bringing up some points and we're all looking at it and reading it. You're awakening. So you start seeing people with psychic eyes. I have a shorts called Everybody's Naked or Someone's Naked, right? You see through their sin. You can see people for who they are, right? Be careful what people say and be careful what they don't say with friendships, right? Because if you look good, right, and you got girlfriends and you like, oh, how does this look? And you got a girlfriend that is always saying, or a guy friend that's always saying, man, that don't look good on you. You look this, you look that. Sometimes they use humor, right, to put you down. But it's not really funny. Like deep down, and that's why there's a lot of fake people around. There's people that have fake friendships where they call each other out, they call each other names, or they, and it's okay to have humor and just be joking. But sometimes there's truth in the jokes. And if a friend keeps kind of making the same jokes and they don't really uplift you, you have to ask yourself, does this friend pour into me, or they just want me to hear all their problems, right? A good friend will listen to your problems and give you sincere intention, good intention. A good friend will see you at your worst and say, you are beautiful and don't let anybody tell you different. Regardless if you think you need to lose weight or however you see yourself, God, the universe loves you. Does your friend say positive things, or they're always joking and making you, making some jokes about, oh yeah, you look crazy fat with this, you look terrible, you look whatever, and masking it as a joke? You have to start really looking at what they do. And are they pouring into you? Are they being there for you? What happens when you need something? Are you able to reach them? You understand? So start asking yourself, is there an equal give and take? That's the first question you got to ask. Is there an equal give and take? Because if there isn't an equal give and take, and you're like, man, I always got to bail you out, I always got to get you money, always got to pick you up, there's your answer. And, with communities like this and this type of talk is so important because it opens our eyes. It makes us think like, Then you start thinking of a person, right? Right now, everybody got somebody in their mind like, yeah, this girl, whatever, man. And look at friendships that didn't work. Just like a friendship with a romantic partner, they showed you who they are. They showed you who they were. Listen to what they're saying. Is it always mean? Is it always mean-spirited? What is this person's personality? Because, and then here's the thing. This is my 7th unpopular opinion. Thank you so much, Tammy. Nice to see you. This is my 2nd unpopular opinion. Are they there for you when, you need them? And do they help you through your lowest, darkest hours? Have they helped you through your darkest hours, right? Or are they like the type of person you can't really find them until the storm is done, right? So let's see. Let's read some of the comments. Need help with toxic friendships. Yeah, toxic friendships are the worst. But after a while, listen, when you're on the spiritual journey, trust me, guys, your psychic intelligence, your awareness, it gets, heightened. Yes, so scary, Southwest said. I was just looking at that the other day. Those people going to parties out of country with friends, right? And then here's the thing. Do your friends want to always just turn up? Like, hey, let's get an outfit, and want you to spend money so that you could be turning up and going to parties? Or does your friend say, no, let's exercise together. Let's do a healthy smoothie together. And you can have fun and laugh and make all kinds of jokes, but is this person helping you? What has this person helped you? What did you help them with? You understand? Because you gotta, we take responsibility for ourselves too. There's some relationships, truthfully, that we messed up, right? Oh, unpopular comment. There's some relationships that we messed up because we weren't awakened and we were in a toxic or low vibrating place, right? But what happens? You learn. You learn from that. So you give yourself grace, because a lot of people here, and the people that are here, are trying to get answers or have a community where they could speak. Yeah, it's scary. I don't. Tammy says, I don't think anyone in life actually likes her. Kind of odd, maybe. I think the reason is because I might be autistic. Well, we like you, Tammy. So then there goes your theory. See, there's always people. There's always a community, and just remember one thing: when you lose friends, because a lot of people, they fear losing friend and having no one, and you may feel like you have no one. You got us. You got, God in the universe will open up new friends, new people, and that will keep networking you into meeting people, right? Like people in this community, right? We keep talking and being here. People will be like, hey, I'm in I'm in Houston, or I'm in Houston, right? Or I'm in New York, you understand? And that fosters relationships and community. Not just that, negative people that leave your life will be replaced by other people. Let's say you start having an interest in doing yoga and do different things, pour into yourself, or going to a church community. Then those are new friends and people that will accept you in the right, environment. People will accept you. And look, you're saying that comment here, and I'm sorry to hear that, but that's not true. Look, this is a safe place, a safe space for people that are willing to say how they feel without any judgment. Not a person in here will judge. You understand? And if they do, we got that magic stick, right? So, and that's what it is. And just look, all the people that left your life, you have a different, and it could be trippy. It's like, yo, these people are online. Yeah, we real people though, right? I had to convince myself of that. Because I'm like, wait, ain't no way I got thousands of subscribers. Are these bots or are these real people? It's real people. So, hey, we real people. I really feel people seem to take advantage. People, and you know what? And that's a shame. But regardless of what you struggle with, you are blessed, and you could get blessed, and you can have, and you are talented. You're gifted. Everybody's gifted, especially I've worked with autistic people and children, and they are extremely talented in some aspect of their life, right? They're very good, and everybody's given a gift. You just have to know and do your gift, or do things that you enjoy. You understand? Regardless of people saying, oh, that's silly, or that's it. That's another thing. So everybody has gifts. If you don't use it, you lose it. So everybody is needed. Everybody is important. You understand? Because what you don't know is, right, Tammy, you're supporting my community. So it's like, hey, we're pouring into you, you're pouring into us, because I appreciate the support. So it's like, you doing something great. I appreciate your energy. And the people here appreciate you, because then by your comments, someone else feels the same way. So then you see that there are like-minded people, and there's people that are going through similar things. And no, you're not crazy. There's something wrong with them. And I'm always saying there's something wrong with these people. You understand? If somebody, listen, and the karma, you don't got to worry about karma, Tammy and friends, but it's like the karma that comes for someone, trust me, the universe evens it out. How you doing, Linda? Long time no see. Good evening. Karma takes care of it themselves. The same unfairness, but just worse, they got to go through that. They got to deal with it. So you just live your life and be happy and say, you know what, there are other people that understand me. There are other people, there is a space everywhere. And that's what I've learned even from having a business. I don't make fun of any type of business owner. I don't care what they sell. I made the joke 1,000 times about like a lady, a vendor, a young vendor that had like these strange hand puppets, right? And she was making thousands and thousands, had to even get a truck to come and restock her vendor booth, because within an hour or so, the kids wiped her out. They were like, oh my God, they're so funny and weird looking. And they just had a blast. And people buying it for gifts and stuff. And her vending booth was packed. She had to call guys like 2 or 3 times. And I said, hey, let me have your card, so I support your business and stuff. I looked online, man, she's viral. You get me? So it's like, some people might be like, oh, that's silly. That's not important. But everybody's important. You've been with the wrong people if you feel like you haven't been loved fully, or you haven't, people did you wrong or betrayed you. They just took advantage. You understand? They just took advantage because they didn't value. And then someone's not going to value them. It's the same, what goes around definitely comes around. I just think you're honest. Thank you, Tammy. But it's the truth. It's the utter truth. Like, this is real. Like, you're supporting my community. I appreciate your comments, and I remember, I've seen some of your comments and stuff on my videos. I appreciate it. So it's like, here, you're appreciated. You understand? For the right people, we see your value. The right people will see your value. Let's see some of our friends. Yeah, Erica's, yep. Linda's here, yeah. Oh, eating, somebody has grapes. That's nice. Foxy, a lot of people took advantage. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Look how sweet. Yeah, a lot of people took advantage because we were in low vibrations. Okay, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Or whatever the saying goes, right? Here's what happens. Sometimes it takes fool me 10 times, right? But it's after a while, it's like, you cannot fool me anymore. Isn't it beautiful, the fact that you realize that you can actually say someone took advantage of you? If you were still in that low vibration, you wouldn't even know people taking advantage of you. So I applaud everybody that can recognize that somebody betrayed them, and you are calling it what it is. You understand? You're calling it what it is. People that are in so low vibrations, I've heard people be like, no, that's just how men are. They're gonna do that. You just gotta deal with it. After a while, they treat you better. I'm like, are you crazy? Maybe it's because I'm an air sign too, But it's like, listen, I've been in a situation where I had let people do too much, because as a humanitarian and my sign, and also my life path number, I'm always trying to help or be, foster communities and do it. That's my life path, right? That's my purpose. So I was always trying to help people, and we like to help people. But there's people be like, oh, what happened? When I was in a low vibration, I didn't realize I was doing 1,000% of the help. And I'm like, what did I get help with? You know what I'm saying? And it took me a time to realize that. It's like, what did I get out of this? Just somebody listening? Yo, you can have a blow-up doll listen to you then. If the person don't have to do nothing, you may as well have anything. You may as well have a soliloquy with a tree and talk to the wall. Because if they're not doing anything, then it's a soliloquy. It's a toxic soliloquy or toxic monologue where the person does negative things. So it's like they're not doing anything, but then they're doing negative things. Dude, you're not even producing money, or you're not, doing anything, but then you're gonna do the negative things. So anyways, any other negative things or problems in relationship? And the worst type of relationships, problems, is with family. When a family member is a narcissist, and usually starts with the mother. There's jealousy with mother-daughter. There's jealousy. There's so many. There's mothers that enable their partner, like, if your mom or father, could be a father, married someone that's toxic, they enable them to mistreat kids or mistreat you and let them just run rampant. They don't stand firm and say, this is my child and you are not going to mistreat my child. I'm out of here, right? They didn't take a stand. And you had to endure that, and now your brain, it looks like it's messed up because you're like insecure. So, but it's okay, because there's hope, because now you got to rise above like the phoenix. You just got to do a little bit more work than the person that was poured into as a child. You just got to do more work. But again, it's the word awareness. You're hearing about it now. So what do you think that's doing to your mind? We're letting you know you're not crazy. There was lack in the way that you were raised. There was lack. They didn't do right by this child. You understand? They didn't do right by you. And there's karma for that. And I don't care if the person is looking like they're living happily ever after. There's an inner turmoil where that person is not happy because they had to get karma, and they know that they were terrible as a parent. And for crying out loud, break the cycle. Break the cycle. Do unto others as you would have them do. Oh, I don't know what I said. I know we're saying so many silly things too. I've been trying to not to be so overgiving. Yeah, because the more I give, and Tammy, find out what your life path number is. Weepy Star, wait, what's your life path? Yeah, it sounds like what Weepy Star was saying. Y'all might have the same life path, purpose, because certain life path numbers and purpose are a helper. 6, right. She may be a life path. 33, you're divine. Okay, divine, master number. 33 is a master number. So, of course, you're light worker, helper, empath. There's your answer. A 6 is like a 33. They're similar. Yeah, 33 is a helper. Is put on this earth to make a difference and help people and raise the vibration. So this is what it is. You're torn between your life purpose, and you're finding your way and finding your spiritual, you're standing in your power. You're learning to stand in your power. Standing in your power is knowing how to help someone and how to set really good boundaries. When someone is at a high vibration, because a lot of people be like, yo, you're a spiritual gangster, because they see how I move in real life. In real life, when somebody is evil or negative, I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're leaving. You understand? And I speak very firm. And people like, man, you like a... No. If you believe in good, you have to destroy evil. Destroy. Set the strictest, the hardest boundaries. There's no, there's no like walking on eggshells. No, with certain evil people, you gotta set your boundaries firm and take your power back, and let them know what time it is and not what it is and not what it might be. Like this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be. You don't like it, I'm out. You understand? So once you take your power back, you will know how to help people, because that's the dichotomy. That's the, the challenge is how to help people, but also be firm and not let people take advantage of you. Remember one thing, if you remember anything, there has to be an equal give and take within a friendship, a family, and a lot of times family will make you feel guilty because they caused the problem, right? They didn't give you the tools that you needed, and then you need them, and when you need them, they make you feel like there's something wrong with you for needing them. But it's like you weren't raised in a spirit of lack, and you were not given the tools or the right advice on how to survive in this crazy world. And then you need them because they didn't do a good job raising you anyways, right? And then they're gonna make you feel guilty for needing them. Toxic. You better off with someone and doing a GoFundMe with a bunch of strangers that'll support your vision. That'll support your vision. And that's what it gotta be. It gotta be. You know what I'm saying? So many life paths. Oh yeah. Oh, Erica, you're a 6? Wow. All my 6. All the 6. Wow. I learned the people pleasing lesson a few years ago. But see, I love that comment. Tammy and everybody, listen to what the people are saying. We are all on the same path. I have a shorts called The Path to Winners. Check that out. That was from somebody's reading from 2 lives ago. The Path to Winners. Let me explain that again. In the path, there's winners and losers, right? Toxic and good, evil and good. In the path to winners, what are we? We are scared, sometimes alone. We have been hurt. We have been lied to. We have been deceived, betrayed. We have been used. We have been abused, right? But you're looking for the answer, for the light. You're looking to raise your vibration. You're looking to live a life of abundance, of happiness, of peace, of joy, right? And you're following the light, regardless that it's a dark path, regardless you know. Now the road to losers, they're swimming in toxicity. They're swimming, they're knee deep in it, and some of them love it. They love to have a side chick. They love to start rumors in the family. So when you go to a family event, everybody looking at you or or talking about you. They love the road to losers. They're going straight to, it's like a Uber to purgatory. And this should be a short. It's an Uber to purgatory. They're taking, just a fast lane. They're taking a flight to hell. You get me? So this road less travel has, temptation and tests, because you were meant to be different. And a lot of the people that I'm reading, you're chosen. And check out my shorts when you guys get a chance, called "Are You a Chosen One?" I think I put it. No, I didn't put it in this one, but it's a shorts. Are you a chosen one? Are you a light worker? Because your life tends to be harder. You have challenges, and that's like a deal that people made before they came to this earth, if you believe in that. They have those challenges because your reward is going to be bigger no matter what age it is. And after a while, when you stand in your power, you're so comfortable. Because look, Southwest, you're making improvement, because you look what she said. She learned that people pleasing a few years ago to stop that. You understand? And at that time, and some of us are at different levels, right? Some of us are still in the level where you're like, I'm still pleasing people. What should I do, right? You're going to learn. You're going to learn. And you're going to look back and say, I used to be like that. I used to be like that. And the biggest challenge is you forgiving yourself. Going back to the relationship with yourself. Forgive yourself, because the ways people poured into you set your story. That was your story from the inception, from the beginning. Um, you know that the evil ones try to break, our souls. The road less travel has a lot of trials and tribulation, and you're tempted and tested and tried by the universe, and sometimes by evil spirits and demons. To see if you pass the test. First of all, you've endured a childhood trauma. You can endure anything. You can endure anything. You endure as a child, as a helpless child. You endure some nonsense. God only knows what people in this chat have endured, and the unspoken for some people, and mothers and people that enabled and let adults just run rampant, and parents that let ish happen to a child. You live through that. You as an adult, you're going to live through whatever you need to be dealing with, that is going to raise you to a higher vibration. So you're going to survive. You're going to make it. So so those are some problems. Any other issues? So right now we're talking about problems in relationship that arise. After the problems, we're going to talk about conflict resolution. What I agree to this hardship. So they're saying that there's people that believe that your soul. This is a controversial thing, and you can look. This is a part of kind of reincarnation, if you believe in that. Some people believe that, like in heaven per se, right? The soul was already there. The soul is energy, and they chose a life. And this is a controversial thing, so I'm going to just mention it quickly, and you guys can research a little bit about this, or just not accept it or whatever. But this is what it's being said, that everybody chooses. A soul is like an agreement in heaven to come down and live a life. A lot of the times when there is challenges, there's big blessings. You understand? Or there's a lesson. It's like, when the people believe like in God and Jesus, that came to and was born, right, as a human, to go through the human experience, right? What did they do? They crucified. He was only 33, right, and had a tough life. Was crucified, right? But then what happened? The energy didn't die. His soul didn't die. He rose again, and he came here to teach people. That was the ultimate light worker, right? And chosen one, and starseed came to teach people, to make a difference, right? And for people to see miracles. and for people to see miracles. And that's what a lot of people believe, that we are all here going through, we are spirit beings, spirit going through a human experience. So the human experience sometimes is challenging, it's hard, but we are special. You understand? We are chosen, and you have divine protection. Why? Because you're still here. Look at what some people endured. Some people endure so many things, and why are you still here? You're talking about it. You had the strength enough to come into the life. You didn't fully give up because you're like tuning in, you know tuning in. This is a good live. Another one in my DJ Khaled. I must have had a big ego. Come down here and deal with these damn problems. It's like, yo, can I get a refund and a do-over? Let me go back to right. It's like, let me go and I'll agree with a lighter life, something easy. That's what is being said. That's what is being said. It's like, yo, let me get an easy peasy life. Let me get the smooth sailing. Die at 80. Okay, sounds good. Okay, go to heaven. Got it. It's trippy, but like I said, the example of Jesus being crucified, you get it? Look what he chose. That was planned, and it was for great rewards. That miracle would never be forgotten. So you could choose it, if you guys believe in that, or if not. I was naive empath, but eventually I learned the lesson and grew. It's about effectively being the person you were supposed to be by setting healthy boundaries and using your gifts effectively. Beautiful. I concur. Absolutely. Lighter life. Yeah. So it's like easy peasy. Let me be what's a lighter life? It's like, I don't want to work for a living. I just want to be like one of those rich people that just goes to events. I just want to go to events and inherit, like, I don't know, quick little 150 mil, something light and fluffy like that. Uh, but again, right? So it's like, and that's a beautiful thing. We are here, and look, we're finding our way, for crying out loud. We having this discussion, and it's like, the more we have these type of discussions, the more we learn. And I know, like I said, maybe not a lot of people are gonna watch this. It doesn't matter, because if I make a difference in one person's life, that's what it counts. Because this is an important live, right, for us to discuss some issues. And again, one issue that I always get in readings is people that say, hey, we're not talking right now, but how do they feel? And I understand that, but that's your answer. If somebody is non-communicative in a relationship and doesn't tell you how they feel, doesn't say, listen, I want this or I want that, they're hiding what they really are, what they really want. Start looking at what their actions are saying. I listen to actions. Everything else is just noise. And that's like one of my common sayings. I listen, watch this. I listen to actions. Listen with your heart, mind, spirit, your eyes, your ears. To actions. Everything else is just noise to me. Unpopular opinion number 99. Okay? Everything's gonna come with a price, even though so-called easy life. Yeah, everything comes with a price. Everything, the human experience has challenges, and challenges that are different. Because a lot of rich people, you see those kids that are rich and they sometimes are school shooters. Not every rich kid, but they solve problems. The parents solve problems with, how much do you want? You want to go on vacation? Here's the money. Here, buy whatever. And there's no supervision. You understand? So there's different. Not everything that shines is gold. Me being a life path 5, not wanting to do any normal work. Yeah, it's not gonna work, and it's not gonna work. Everything comes with a price, even the so-called. Yes, that's the low vibrational energy, seeking answers and validation through someone that didn't respect you enough to give you clarity. That's a part of the journey. And absolutely, amen to everybody. All these comments are phenomenal. That is your answer. That is your answer. Somebody that keeps you guessing, did we break up or not? Listen, if somebody has a conflict with you and they want to break up, they need to say it. They need to verbalize it and say, look, I think we want different things. I don't think this is working for me. They need to give you the honor and the respect of communication. If somebody doesn't respect your communication, then it's not going to work. So now we're going to let's go into the next topic, which is conflict resolutions. Conflict resolutions. What with this? But thank you so much. Looking at their actions tells you all their stories. And look, and listen, let me just say one more thing about waiting. If you give somebody the stage to wait, to make you wait, how much advantage are they gonna take? Look back at somebody that made you wait. It's like you don't got nothing to show for it after the wait. If somebody makes me wait for a relationship to grow or to evolve, I'm turned the hell off. I'm like, man, I don't want you no way. I'm completely turned off. It's like I'm nauseous. Get out of my face. Get the hell up out my face. You get me? It's like, no. No, that's such a turn off. As the minutes become months in my head. I don't like waiting for someone because I know waiting is toxic. I've had so many lessons on waiting that no, it's toxic. It's completely toxic. Again, imagine the person of your dreams, right? Imagine Obama, or I said Obama, but I don't know who it is. Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington. Well, no, let's think of a good example of a great love, a great marriage, right? And I think President Obama was very respectful with his lady. But there's other examples of great love, regardless of nationality, regardless of a great partner. If you were to meet a person just like someone that is a great partner in your head today, are you going to fumble that bag? Are you going to be like, oh, I'm going to make them wait forever and not tell them how I feel? And I'm going to just do whatever. I'm going to just do whatever. Are you going to make them, you cannot afford, with all the toxic dating pool that's going on, you can't afford to let somebody like that go by. Or if you can imagine a good woman, if you are a guy and you imagine a good wife, she looks good to you, she's kind, she wants to progress with you, she has aspirations and dreams. That's another thing. A good relationship, a person plans with you for the future. Or has good plans, whether it's family or whatever. They have plans like, hey, we gotta get together, we're gonna do a barbecue, or they make plans. A person, if you're dating them and you see they don't make any plans for the future, it's like they don't want to think that far ahead. They're avoiding. There's a lot of avoidance. That's the worst. Investing years of your life. Listen, we've learned these lessons only for the same unsatisfactory outcome. It's the same thing, exactly what I was saying. It's like, what? Look back to somebody that wasted your time. What do you got to show for it? What do you got to show for it? Regret, right? It's like, oh yeah, what you have for breakfast? Oh, I had sadness and regret for breakfast this morning. That's what you got. You understand? And you gotta let that end. You gotta make it stop. You understand? You gotta make it stop. And that's why I keep saying, don't give somebody a stage to do that performance. There is like bad. It's like a poorly rated Lifetime movies with bad actors and a low budget. Don't let somebody don't give somebody the stage to do a bad act in your life. Turn it loose. Turn it loose. See, after a while, your vibration, you being raised to the next level and the next level, to the point where you're gonna see it coming. And like I said, if it takes you, it's some good person, it's worth waiting for. Because all these buffoons and all these idiots, you understand, that do the same thing. It's like, you've seen one, you've seen 1,000. If you went through betrayal, learn. Grab that lesson. Learn. Don't repeat it. It's time to learn today. It's time to learn now. Let's see. It's time to learn now. Okay, so 5 stages of conflict. Let's see. Sorry, I have to go. Sorry. Okay, but this terrible storm. Oh, be careful. Many, yeah, safe travels. Yes, yes. Be careful. Be safe. Okay. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Nice to see you. Okay, so 5 stages of conflict resolution: regret and more time spent on a future healing. Yeah, more time. Start. It's like, you ever seen? I don't know if y'all seen Martin, the funny show, the sitcom, when he went to the DMV. One of my favorite episodes, when he went to the DMV. If you don't got your paperwork in order, you don't learn, you're going back to scratch. You're going back to the beginning. If you didn't learn a lesson, it's like you already know. Okay, isolation, heal. Okay, it's take back my power. Blah 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 blah. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. And then it's like, no, I gotta do it over. It's like when you mess up, it's like, after a while, you don't want to be toxic anymore. You don't want to. Okay, so the first stage, so there are 5 stages that I came up with. And then the last thing we're going to do is talk about books and that are helpful or whatever. So there are 5 stages for conflict, for resolving conflict. If now, the first thing I want to say is, you have to make sure that a person wants to work on the relationship. If a person doesn't show you any interest, they're gone. Yeah, let me see. Somebody saying Martin, the DMV was a hilarious. Yeah, and that guy, what's his name? Yeah, he was in the DMV. He was like, all your paperwork seems to be in order. He took half of the papers and threw it out. They don't even care. They don't even care, and then you got to start from scratch. That's a perfect episode to describe, the perfect analogy. It's like the system doesn't even care. You're going to keep learning the same lesson. Yeah, you should study last night. Yeah, you should have. Let me help you with your little test. And then there's cheaters that come your way. That episode is a perfect analogy of life. And George Jefferson, yeah, he is the truth. And he's like, oh, your paperwork seems to be in order. And he drops half of the paperwork in the garbage. He's like, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? And then people coming at Martin, right, saying, let me help you with your little test. It's like people that don't resonate with us. It's like, ew, get away from me. Ew. And that was a little, yeah, that guy was a little much if you look at that episode. But it's like he had to go back to the beginning of the line because he didn't have it together. He didn't know how to play the game of life. It's all a game. So if you don't know how to play the game right, you gotta wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, isolation, healing. Okay, all right. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Okay, good. It's like, God bless. All right. So the first stage is curiosity and desire. I call the first stage from all, and I pick from here, I pick from there. So this is my own. You could take it if you like it. If not, it's all good. There's different things and more advice in different areas. But I'll give you some of my resources. Curiosity is absolutely, and desire is the #1 stage in solving a conflict. This is for people wanting to work a relationship, wanting to work on a relationship, a friendship, a relationship with family, or with a lover, whoever. Curiosity means, are both parties curious to know what the issue is, right? And do both parties have a desire? Curiosity and desire. Have a desire to fix it. Because this is the runner or the chaser thing. If you just want to fix a relationship and somebody else, it's like, you got to ask somebody, do you want to fix this, right? And if you can't find them on the phone anyways, then there's your answer. Please, people, realize that no contact is an answer. And let me say it again for the people in the back. No contact is an answer. So the first thing is, both people have to want to work on it. And desire and curiosity, they got a desire to work on it. Like, because you could be in conflict because of miscommunication with someone that really does love you, and you could work it out. So they got to be curious. They got to want to know what the problem is and how you feel, right? So there has to be a curiosity. So that's step 1. Do you both want to make it work? Okay. Step 2, master listening. Master listeners. Be a master listener. This is where it's going to get funny, okay? Master listeners. This is the most challenging thing in any relationship, because when you have conflict with someone, you be like, and yeah, and then you did this, and then and you had the audacity, and you did this, and I can't believe you, blah blah blah. Master listening. Listening. Sometimes, and I've had to do this, you got to use a timer. Let me say it again. Sometimes you got to use a timer. Listening to each other, and you got to do the 5 minute timer, because that there's a theory of conflict resolution, and some of these advice I took from hostage negotiators, and for hostage situation negotiations and relationship experts. Listen, this is a war. It's a war of love, right? Master listening. If it's like two people, spicy people that just going at each other, you have to listen. If y'all really want to work it out, you have to listen. So put a timer and let the timer ring, right? 5 minutes. Say your issue. Say what but not just say your issue, but say how you're feeling. It's express you know how you feel. But the first thing is listen. Listen to everybody's issue. Listen to their issue. They got to listen to your issue. Where does it become a problem? If they don't respect listening, like you listen to their problem, and then when it's time for you to talk, they keep interrupting you. That's the most annoying. That'll make you pray to not have a relationship. Shout out to Southwest, right? That'll make you pray, because it's like this person is uber annoying. Like, it's so annoying. So master listening. Okay, take it how it resonates. The next step, step 3, is express your needs. You might have to, before this conflict, you might have to do a cool down period. And again, I don't believe in cooling down. Oh, we've been started. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, Jesus. Welcome back to the membership. We love to have you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, you're so funny. Adorable. Adorable. Welcome back. I absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. Um, so, and we will have a lot of other fun things in the membership as well. So, um, so express your, you need to cool down. But like I said, I don't believe there's people cooling down for 10 years. I'm asleep. There's people cooling down for 10 years, 15 years. It's not a cool down, folks. 15 years, the ship has sailed. And you just, you waved it goodbye and everything. So it's like a cool down to me, it's like maybe a day or a few days or something. I don't believe in long cool downs. I don't. It's like bye Felicia. It's like nah. So express. So part 3, step 3, is express your feelings. Express your feelings, but use I statements. Use I statements. Okay, use I statements. So I statements will stop you, and do not name call. Do not name call. Name calling is a deal breaker. Name calling is like this whole exercise. Throw it in the garbage. Throw the whole freaking master listening, curiosity, throw it all in the garbage. If you name call. So try not to name call, and use I statements. I felt that this and this and that, and explain yourself why. Or they can ask you, why did you feel that way? Because if you say why, 9 times out of 10, some of the stuff that you have conflict with is a trigger. It's a trigger from past life or something that you're working on. Because if you had, some childhood trauma of someone leaving you, or parents, etc., abandonment issues, you're going to bring, not may, you're going to bring that. It's going to be evident. You can't hide from your issues from your past, the way you act in a relationship, unless you took control of it. So those issues will come back in the relationship, will resurface in the relationship. So use I statements. Like, I feel that you are not, are neglecting the relationship, or I feel like, and I feel that way because I called you, I try to make time, date night or whatever you want to say. With family, the same thing. I feel like you guys are against me. I feel like nobody is there for me. I feel like whatever. If you want to work it out. Now this whole thing gets thrown in the garbage if you don't want to work it out. So remember, curiosity and desire to work it out is the first step. Um, while you when you speak, there's a part like 2 to part 3. Part 3.5 is once everybody speaks, right? The other person has to challenge themselves and repeat what the person said, right? What the person said. So it's like you listen, you did master listening. Try to repeat what the person's issue said back to them, regurgitate it back to them. Well, if they don't respect your turn, the whole exercise is in the garbage. Yeah, speak and choose to yell at you, invalidate your feelings. If people do not respect, do not want to work it out, and some people will be like, this is silly. Listen, regardless of whatever steps I give you, any book gives you, any hostage negotiator gives you, any expert gives you, there has to be listening. There has to be, you have to hear each other. We are human beings that speak. We communicate through speaking and through, interacting. So if someone is not respecting you, there's your answer. If they don't even care enough to listen to your issue, to me, that's done. That's done. That's your deal breaker. And I've had situations where somebody doesn't want to listen to me. I was like, oh, okay, that's the quickest way to break up. Yep, okay, have a nice life. I'm out. I'm out. It's done. It's done. And count that as unpopular opinion number 100. But people, remember, when the conflict happens, people have to cool down, the people that need to cool down. Who are you in a conflict situation? Do you want to fix it right away, right? Or do you want to cool down? Now, if somebody wants to cool down, you got to respect and give them a cool down. Some people cool down in an hour. Some people cool down in 20 minutes. Know what's a good cool down period for you. But beware. Like I said, you don't need no 10-year or 3 weeks cool down. To me, a lot happens in 3 weeks. People get influenced by friends. They start going out. They start doing, because they're in a vulnerable state. They're in a state where it's like, oh, I'm fighting with my girl. I'm fighting with my guy. And they want to turn up even more. Or they want to just do something crazy. You get me? So, so repeat each other's issues and say, okay, I think what you're saying is this. That's how you feel. And address the issues. So that's step 4, repeat each other's issues. Yeah, okay. So the next step, and you could use humor. Listen, I've seen couples that have been married 50 years, and I ask them, how do y'all make it work, right? Some people, I've heard every answer. I've heard like, yeah, there was conflict at first and they just got tired of fighting and was like, but they wanted to stay together, I guess. And after a while, they just like, I'm exhausted. We fought for 15, 20 good years, and the rest of the 30 years is peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I've heard funny things. But the common thing that I keep hearing of couples that last married or just in a relationship for 20 years is a good sense of humor. I that's something that me personally, I've seen in common. People that can smile and laugh. And when you do this conflict resolution, it's okay to have a sense of humor, but you got to be careful. Do not make jokes that trigger people. Like if somebody doesn't want you to call them short and you just keep calling them shorty and making jokes like that, that's not respecting them. You know what I'm saying? And you have to respect people's phobias too, or just like how they feel about certain things. Some people are afraid of the dark as a grown-up, right? And it could be something that they went through. If you love someone, you'll not laugh at them, or maybe you'll laugh hiding. You'll hide when you say this is silly or whatever, but you'll respect them enough to take them serious. Okay, so step number 5 is one of the hardest steps. Find common ground. This is the compromise. Everybody in the conflict has to provide a solution. And this is with everything, even at work. If people complaining, okay, what is a freaking solution? What is a solution? And if you are relating to humans, you have to compromise. At one point or another, you have to be flexible. And that might be your challenge. you know, that might be your challenge. But as long as two people want to work it out, then it's good to go. But that might be a challenge. Thank you so much for saying that, and Jewel. So find common ground, provide a solution. A person that is willing, that really loves you, is going to go through all of this. And some people, you got to meet people halfway. Some people are very structured depending on your sign. Some people come into the argument with notes, like, you know, and say, okay, I got 5 stages, we got to go through it, very Virgo like, you know, shout out or whatever, you understand? And if you giving this to, you know, another sign or whatever, they might want to concentrate on emotions a little bit more. It doesn't matter that you have this all, but these are steps that are unavoidable. Now, the first step, again, you have to have a desire to work it out. The second step, you got to listen. If you don't listen, you're just going to sweep. Do not sweep things under the rug, because it's going to be a pile of you know what. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to get crazy. Express your feelings, repeat, you know, what the other person said. You have to be able, because the person has to be able to repeat what you said the issue was. Because some people are like, yeah, 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 yada, 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 you say I don't touch you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they can't even repeat what you said. That means they don't have any interest in it. Listen, if a person cares about you, they fear losing you. You understand? They have respect enough to not want to lose you. They could be confident that you're not gonna be lost. You understand? But they don't want to take a chance. And an argument could be a breakup or something. And when somebody cares about you, they're nervous about losing you. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to go below the belt. And when you love people, you don't hit below the belt. You don't argue and say something so terrible that you can't come back from. Because you can work it out through therapy, but sometimes when people hit below the belt so badly, then you're never going to forget the words. The words affect people. So find common ground, find a solution, and stick to it. Now, here's where it's going to get crazy, because let's say you find a solution and everybody, and y'all make it to these 5 steps, right? Of finding, or through whatever steps you want to set for your relationship. And you find a solution. Oh, it sounds good. We had a good meeting, right? Oh, yeah, it's going to be A-okay, right? And then the next morning, they're at it again. They're doing the same freaking thing again, right? If the person, you have to use this where your intuition comes in. If you see that they just are having a hard time, but they're trying, then you have to give them a little bit of grace. But if you see, this is where your intuition comes in, that they pretended like, yeah, they heard the little steps and whatever you had to say, but they don't care. They're the way they act is harsh, is crash. It's like they don't care. They're just like, yeah, whatever. I just had to listen to her last night to get what I wanted, and then in the morning I'm back to myself. It's time to have the conversation of we gotta talk. And the we gotta talk is a problem, right? It's a problem, because at that point, look, some people don't talk. They just withdraw from the relationship. I'm raising my hand. And it's like, after a while, it's just like, I'm going to disappear like a thief in the night. Okay? What do you do when it's your parents who only shift the blame onto you and treat you like a doormat? And this is, there's some people that are so freaking stubborn. The hardest thing is family, because you can't fully get rid of them. They're always going to be your family, or your parents, or your cousins, right? So they're always going to be your family. You say what you have to say, and you stand in your ground, and it might be a one-sided conversation, and they might be like, yeah, whatever, but I believe this is another unpopular opinion where you gotta let it all out. Say exactly how you feel and being respectful, but saying, listen, I didn't have a great childhood because of this and that. I feel like you didn't do this for me. I feel like, and I'm trying to work it out right now, and no, you're not willing to listen. You're not willing to whatever, and I'm willing to just take care of myself. You understand? And that's when I feel that you have to set boundaries. You say what you say, but the words got to come out. They got to know how you feel. Now, if you already done told them how you feel and you already said it, and they keep like standing and being stubborn and just staying in their ways and not even, that is a sad walking away, but you got to set boundaries. this is what I'm saying. Because if not, you're gonna go crazy. You're just gonna be in this wash, rinse, repeat of a cycle of negativity. Some people, you know, will never learn in this lifetime. And again, I hate to say it, but I've seen it. I've seen it. Some people will not learn in this lifetime. You just have to say what you feel. And you know, when you say what you feel, you could say the good things. You could say some good things too. You know, you could say, listen, I wanted to have a relationship. Family is important to me. You let it out. Let out positivity. Let out, you know, the negativity that has to be spoken about. You let it out. You say it. Because you don't want to live with regret. You do not want to live with regret. So sometimes, and this is, you know, it is, yeah, a little bit sad. You have to say it. For me, it's very important for you to say it, because you got to offload that and let them know, like, listen, I value family. I want it and I keep trying. And you know, I want the family to work. You have to say something good. You have to say your honest truth, because it is the truth. You care about the family. If not, you would not be mentioning that right now. You understand? You would not be mentioning that it matters to you. So you got to let the truth out as if it's your final speech. And I hate to say that too, because you don't want to, you know, a lot of people pass away with unresolved issues. You get me? You get me? And you've heard of it, you've dealt with it perhaps. People pass away, and sometimes when they have mediumship readings, when the mediums and people that can connect through spirit, they say that the person that passed away forgives you. They're, you know, they understand how they didn't do you right in this lifetime, and you're, you know, you're seeking peace. So just say the words that are needed to be said. Um, and you don't have to lash out, because after a while that's exhausting. That's very, it's very draining. You just say what you have to say and come to terms with the fact that you said the good intentions that you have. Let them, they're hearing it. Even if they're acting like they're stubborn, they're listening to it. You understand? And sometimes people will pretend like they're not taking it in, and they go back home and think about it. And some people make the change at the end of their life, or some people make the change eventually, because it's like, I understand, it's like some people getting old. It's like, mom, you're like 70, like, when are you, we gonna come to peace, a peaceful resolution, right? um but I think that the same things apply here. With family, it's a little different, because they're still, they're your family. You can't completely cut them off. You just have to set space, boundaries, and the space might be for a while, or it just might be how it has to be. So just don't be arguing all the time, because that's very low vibration, and that's gonna stop your manifestation. That's gonna affect your peace. That's gonna affect you attracting and doing and being productive, and having the motivation to live a good life. So just know, you got to purge that out, is what I'm saying. Also, you got to purge that energy out, and surrender it to the universe. Put it in the hands of the universe, and that may be a manifestation to come to a peaceful resolution. And that's a beautiful manifestation, that somebody, and you may have to know, this person is just going to be stubborn, but I made peace with the situation. And that's a healthy way to relate, and that's a healthy way to relate. So let me give you guys some books that I found very interesting. Um, and these titles, you know, will pretty much say it all. These titles are pretty much say it all. Okay, so I'm gonna type the first book is called Fight Right. The first book is called Fight Right, because I know you guys like when I give book recommendations. Fight Right. Okay, so Fight Right. This is a couple. Um, they have actually, I'm gonna yeah, John. This is by John. Hold on, it's John and Julie Gottman. Maybe some of you might have heard of this. Fight Right. That's the first book. If you guys, whoever is writing this down, or okay, Fight Right. Okay, so that's one of the books. Fight Right. Um, in this book, it has, this book has steps to communicating. So this book has steps to communication, to looking at the problem, and how to, solve problems with family and relationships, like different types of steps it gives you, and different types of understanding of how to disagree the right way, and how to, the healthy way, so that you won't go crazy and be in a state of like conflict. Okay. The next book is the same. This is a very popular book. 8 Dates. This is for relationships, but it's also has great um, suggestions for relationships of every type, and friendships, etc. 8 Dates, and that is also by John uh, and Julie Gottman. 8 Dates. 8 Dates. Okay. Um, this talks about trust, commitment. It talks about different. This is why I find this book interesting. It talks about sex, money, family, adventure, spirituality, trust, commitment, and conflicts. So so there's a chapter, about how to the sexual relationship, which is very important, because we didn't mention it too much, but if someone just is trying to use you for sexual stuff, or someone may use sex as power if they're pretty good, and yeah, you understand, and if you have a soul tie with them, you're attached. Sometimes people feel like they're in love, and they're just in love with the sex. So that's an important chapter. That's an important, and trust, and it says, the different type of trust, like, are you a trusting person, are you this type of person, and it analyzes it: commitment, adventure, spirituality, conflict. So it breaks it down into different things. Yeah, some people were never in love, they just were in love with the deal. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Okay, the next one is called High Conflict. High Conflict. And these are good to just read to get to know yourself. This is also part of shadow work, because it's like it makes you get to know, like, what type of person am I? Am I a high conflict? Some people love makeup to break up. You get me? And that's a sexual nature attached to conflict. Some people, we didn't really mention that, but some people like to be arguing because it turns them on, or it turns them on to get you riled up. It's a weird world we live in. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Gotta say it how it is. You gotta say how it is. Some people just love to argue because they love makeup. Yeah. Okay. High Conflict. By Amanda. Why I picked this book? Yeah, some people are sick, or they are themselves. Amanda Ripley. Now, now High Conflict. High conflict is benefits of staying together or working out. And so high conflict has a different negotiation. It's finding mutual benefits, mutual ground. Some people are like, when they have conflict, they're like, if you leave me, you're never gonna find somebody, or this is gonna happen bad to you. And it's like you concentrate on the bad. Think about it, on the bad of breaking up. And this book takes a different approach. It's like concentrating on the benefits. Why are we staying together? Don't we love each other? Don't you love me, girl? No, nobody's going to be arguing with me just for that. Please get out. Exactly. And you could tell, because people are predictable, and then creatures of habit. So it's like, yo, we always argue Friday night or whatever, or every other night, or every like at 9 p.m. we always argue. I seriously can't. We always argue at 9 p.m. is wild work. Okay, so conflict, and and yeah, so that's that one. um Let me see, what's the other. Then there's this lady who is, um let me see, Andrew. Okay, what is this one? Um okay, let me find. Yeah, people are so strange, I swear. Um okay, where's the lady? Um okay, there's this lady, there's a hostage negotiator who does, okay, Carlene Savage, phenomenal. You guys might want to watch her. Phenomenal, Carlene Savage. A hostage negotiator lady. She's so interesting to me. Um, and she talks about some of the steps that we discuss. And she does have a book. Wait, let me see. Um, paste. And let me see. Um, the Savage Theory of Resolution. I think that's her book. And her last name is Savage. That's so funny. Um, the Savage Theory of Resolution. Okay. But you could watch her on YouTube also. So she breaks it down. She just, she understands conflict with every. She even talks about kids, teenagers, problems with your kids, etc. So, and it's funny because one of her books is about teenagers, conflict with kids, and when they become teenagers, and she treats it as a hostage negotiation, like how you see in movies, and coming to a common ground, or not concentrating on what the person just needs, like one way benefit, like, well, I need, when you do speak with people and try to solve a problem, you do say, I feel this way and I can offer a solution, but not putting the I statements into, I just need this, or I just need that, or it's just, all about me. But so this was our little talk about, some of the topics. This was a great discussion, and we don't have all the answers, right? But we get to know ourselves. First of all, you got to get to know how, analyze yourself, get to know, like, how was I raised, how was my upbringing, was I satisfied with it, do I feel like I want to change stuff, if I have kids or with my kids, etc. And also get to know, how do you deal with conflict? Who are you the person that likes to hide in a cave and be like, call me back in 3 months when I cool off? You gotta know, because then you gotta attract or get together with someone that is like you or similar. Because imagine somebody that wants to resolve the problem. I'll give you 3 minutes of cool off, buddy. You got three quick minutes, right? And we're gonna solve this problem within the next 20 minutes because I gotta go shopping, right? And you that type of person, and the person that you're dealing with likes to hide for a week or so. And I don't, after a week, it gets dangerous territory to me. Like, if somebody wants to cool off for, they say like 3 days is reasonable, but a week, and to me, maybe a few hours or the next day or something. After the days start going by, it gets more dangerous. You're wasting a lot of time. You're growing you're growing apart a little bit. And some people break up and then they see the value in you, and then you're the one that got away and they want to come back, but ain't nobody got time for that. This is why I was, well, thank you so much, Andrew, for that. Compromise. Do you compromise, Southwest? What are your suggestions to compromise? What is how do you compromise? Thank you so much, Andrew. How do you compromise? Are you a person that likes to compromise? See, that's nice. That's nice. But remember, when dealing with relationships, how do you deal with the relationship that you have with yourself? Are you kind to yourself? Are you pouring into yourself? Are you do the steps with yourself? Are you being yourself? You're understanding? Are you expressing how you feel out loud? It's okay to write it down. If you don't want to speak out loud, just say, look, or just know it. You don't have to write it down, but just say to yourself, I'm a sensitive person, and it's okay for me to be sensitive, you know? It's okay. I'm a sensitive person. So if you're a sensitive person and you did the shadow work to dig and do the introspective work to dig a little deeper, then why are you with a crazy, savage, wild person that is, type A male, alpha male, crazy or whatever, loud or whatever? And not that there's anything wrong with alpha males, but you have to know who to match yourself with. But first, work it out with who you are. And say to yourself, go through the steps and say, how am I willing to compromise? Who am I in a relationship? Know what this is important before I let you go. Write down your deal breakers and deal makers. If you do, everybody should know their deal breakers. Everybody, your deal breaker may be different than somebody else's deal breaker. Your deal breaker is, you lie to me one time, it's a rizap. It's a wrap. And somebody else's deal breaker is like, yo, you got 3 chances to lie to me, or 10, right? So what are your who are you in a relationship? Because it's always going to come out. When you argue with somebody, then you're going to be like, oh, this trigger came out. My jealousy trigger came out. Know your triggers. This sensitive part of me came out. Oh, damn, I was a crybaby again. Why do I keep crying in front of him? I look like a weak link. Like, what the hell? Why do I keep crying? Because you don't know yourself. Come to accept yourself. Just accept it. And there's nothing wrong. It's like, okay, I'm a crybaby. So, be with the right person that's not going to make fun of you for being a sensitive, beautiful little crybaby, our little crybaby, right? We accept you here for who you are. People compromise with people who actually want a resolution. Amen to that. Not with people who aren't willing to change or address the issues. It's the same thing, we've been saying. It's a wrap. Mariah and Mary J. Blige. Good one, good one. If a person is not willing to listen, is not willing to change, doesn't see that a conflict could be an emergency, because a simple conflict could end a whole marriage. And it's usually miscommunication. If a person wants to work it out, it's like you have to accept, the right person's going to accept you for who you are, because they know you're not everybody's perfect, and they love you with flaws and all. And you work through the turbulence, like I said. Like I always say, work through the turbulence. The right person's going to want to work with you. And I know it's scary, because if you're alone for a while, you lose hope, But you have to keep hope alive and know that you're working through the changes. And there is divine timing with people like us. There's always divine timing in general, especially with like-minded, people that are chosen to awaken spiritually and raise the vibration, because all of you are supposed to be doing something fantastic. You're here for a reason. This message, all the messages and the readings that I do, and all the suffering and all the stuff that we've been through, is for a reason. And because some of us are in different stages of the journey, we see the reason. Because you're getting a lot of blessings, but you may not see it, or you have been blessed. Let's say you are in conflict with your whole family, but You always find a way to have shelter. You have food. Yo, you did it. That's a bigger accomplishment than somebody that has the backing of their family and the funds, and the family gave them, they inherited a house. You get me? Not all of us get to inherit a house. So you value yourself and your journey, because you had so much impediment, so many obstacles, more obstacles, to just get a regular stuff, to just get a regular job, to just do the regular stuff that other regular human beings do. Some of us have a harder obstacles to reach that. So give yourself a pat in the back, and accept yourself. See, right now, because of the eclipse, and the eclipse is going to be, the effect of the eclipse is going to be for months, friends. 4 months. That means drastic shifts and drastic changes happen in eclipse. Like, if you think back when you had a big breakup, it was something astrological that was going on. Promise you, if you research when something ended or whatever. So the eclipse and all these things, astrological events, are shifting you, putting you in a new paradigm, in a new, alignment, and are ending things that are iffy any. So speaking of relationships, any shaky, breaky relationship is going to be done. Any little simple relationships it's gonna be a wrap. So that was tonight's discussion. Praying for positive changes for everybody. Yeah, because it's like we tired of the BS, right? So um it's so many. This is why stand-up comedians have so much material. Don't you realize that most of their material is just based on relationships, right? It's all relationships, because people are so wild, and people have tried to pull so many fast ones. People have the funniest things. Some things that are funny but not really funny is how people have been caught lying, right? You ever seen them shows, or like a video? It's like, oh, wife hires private investigator. It's like so sad and crazy, but it's like a reality. A guilty pleasure, because it's like, damn, it provides so much material for all these movies that we see, all these reality shows, all these TV sitcoms. um because relationships is the number one thing that we got to do in this earth. We got to be around people. And I'm gonna say, fortunately and unfortunately, because us, some of us, especially Aquarius, it's like we don't really have a lot of faith in humanity. You know what I mean? We want to help y'all mofos, and then get the heck out my face. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are the same, and it's like a guilty pleasure. And the guilty pleasure, if you analyze it and microanalyze it, is because some of us have been through certain things. So it's like we're getting redemption through movies, right? The revenge, shows. We're like, yeah, it's almost like you're living vicariously through that person. Like, yeah, and yeah, get them, girl, get them good, and you get satisfaction for something that wasn't fulfilled in your life. Something that, I hate that I have to be around people. It's been like this for years. Right. And just know that whatever your life path is, if you're going against the grain and you're doing a job that doesn't resonate, I'm telling you, you're going to spend decades wasting time, only to come back to do a job that you actually like. Like, you're going to be spending decades. And then you're going to be like, why? Every job is going to give you resistance. Every job it's like, oh, which war am I fighting today? It's a new building. It's like every time you get hired, it's like you're going to war. And that's how I started looking at jobs. It's like, I'm just going to war. Like, let's see. And you're, not at peace. You're in resistance. You're like ready, like to fight. Like, oh, let's see who's going to be fake in this new job. Let's see who's going to talk behind my back. Let's see who's going to micromanage me. You get me? So it's like, you have to know yourself and what your life path is, what your purpose is, who you are, so that you can pick the relationships that you want to have. You want to work for this company, you want to have this friend, you want to be close to this family member. Like we said a lot of stuff. Be careful with friends and people that you keep in your circle. Some you know, people keep enemies close, and that's dangerous. You know, just be careful. I wish I could just stay and avoid the world, people around. I wish I it wouldn't. It would be great if you could pick your humans, right? Like add to cart, add to cart. I'll be like, okay, please give me. Let me see your favorite people. Okay, give me 5 Sanaya Lathams. Okay, give me you know uh, give me 1 Southwest because I can only handle one. um, 15 and Jules. Okay, 50 Erica. Now let me stop. For all the rainbow energy in the live, right? So it's like if you could add humans to cart, this thing would be a lot easier. We wouldn't have to be talking about these issues. Yes, oh my God, add to cart. See, people agree with my see, that's why I'm in the right. Listen, you attract who you are, right? So because we're all at this silly willy, we're all like sillies. Silly. Somebody sent me a post. It was so funny. It was like, "You silly little milfy." I was like, "Oh my God!" I exploded laughing today. Um, if you think I'm crazy, meet the people that I actually call friends. And I don't have that many friends because I'm so selective. If I could only handle one, yeah, nah, you like the energy of 10, respectfully, which we love and need. We love and need because we adding you to cart. If we could see, this is why you guys resonate. Because somebody else would have been like, "Girl, you are insane. Something's wrong with you. You're crazy. You're crazy as hell for even making that statement." But it's true. If we could add to cart, you know, I could make my human world, and that could be the plot of a movie, of an upcoming movie. If we could add our human to our community, create our community. So if we could create our community, I'll go shopping for my favorite people. I'll be like, yeah, she looks nice. She looks gentle. He fine as hell. Yeah, I gotta add him to cart. But be careful who you add, and that is also the reason I guess we're saying that is because you got to add these people to cart in your environment. We are adding people to cart. Barka, how you doing? We are adding people to cart to have them in our energy. So be careful who you adding to cart. Who did you add a toxic person to cart? Yes, I did. Raise your hand if you did. Did you add a sexy liar? Have you ever encountered a sexy liar? Yes. Have you encountered crazy family members that are liars or whatever? Yes. Have you, you know, so just because they're walking the earth doesn't mean you got to keep them around. You don't add them to your close proximity environment cart. Don't add them to cart. Shop somewhere else. We might have to just go to Costco, you know. Some of us not doing Target right now. Um, or Coca-Cola, but I digress. And pick me up some snacks while you and Erica left. She feeds me, and some of y'all got good food too. So it's like be careful what you add to cart because if not, you're gonna be in a hostage negotiation situation. We're making jokes, but it's like the realest things come from jokes. That's why I am the way I am now. People are a trip. Added a rotten person to cart, raise your hand. Add a broken person to cart, remove. Yo, I want a refund, right? And now you're when they get karma, you're asking for a refund from the universe. Man, y'all owe me $1,247.52 from all the heartache and pain that and all the years. Y'all owe me about 10, 15, 30, 80 million years for all the time wasters. Did you add a time waster, a stagnant person to your cart? Raise your hand if you ever added a stagnant person. And don't be ashamed. Some of us have added like 12 stagnant people. Golly, you know. Who did you add to your cart? Um, that part, right? That part. toss it out, return it, or just leave it in the aisle. Clean up on aisle 6, mofos. That is the illest, that is the dopest emojis. Clean up. Linda's cracking up, man. It's a fact. Yes, big refund from the universe, and the refund comes with blessings, and you may not see it, but it's like, have you ever, look, let's end on a good one. Have you ever had someone get karma and see that you have been done, that you're doing better? Have That's the 6 of Wands, when the universe um raises you like the phoenix and gives you blessings in front of your enemies. Your enemies will see, and some of the blessings might be that they see that you're good, whether you're financially where you want to be, or you have a house, or you don't. It don't matter, but you're good, you're confident, even if you don't have all the abundance that you are trying to attract. But you're like, man, she never looked back, she didn't call me, he didn't call me. So leave it on aisle. Clean up in this whole damn supermarket. You understand? Leave it. Do not add people to cart. Do not add it. And I keep making those jokes because it's so true. And learn from the people that you added to cart, right? And the same thing with food. Have you ever bought something, it's like, ooh, chicken, crispy chicken tenders, and they make it sound so delicious in the bag, like, ooh, spicy, and, zest, a little zesty lime, and chipotle sauce. Ooh, sounds like I'm gonna have a great dinner, right? And you bring it home and you're like, this tastes like, a double S. Like, yo, what the heck was this? Buyer's remorse. That should be the title of my book. Buyer's remorse. These are not chicken strips. These are shriveled up leftover something. It looks like a lab exploded. What's and look, I can say the same thing. Have you ever gotten into a relationship, or you were a little fast behind? You moved too fast, right? With someone because they were cute and sexy, and then the next day you're like, this is a dumbass. It's like, what the hell? You're so corny and whack. Like, what? I wasted my time. Buyer's remorse. Then you're like, go back to the beginning of the line, like in the episode of Martin. You gotta now cleanse yourself, wash, break the soul tie, center yourself, and it's like, yo, I done did this 45 times. After a while, you're going to learn, and you're going to stop. You're going to be like, I can't just be reading every package like, this sounds like delicious, cocktail shrimp, whatever. It sounds, and you will look past the package. I'm going to put this in the shorts. You will look past the packages because everything in the supermarket looks good when you're hungry, aka lonely, right? When you're lonely, everybody look clean, fresh. It's like the first guy or woman, the first guy passes by you in a mall, and he smells good to death, and it's like, ooh, moments of weakness. Weak in the knees, weak in the knees. Be careful with your weak in the knees moments. It may be, beautiful hair, nice, pretty teeth, a cute smile. Weak in the knees. It's the same thing. Go to the supermarket hungry. You pick up the nastiest things because they look great. And then you come home and you're like, wow, kale chips. It sounded like a good idea in the supermarket. Shout out to kale. Very healthy vegetable, but God, that's a challenge to eat. So it's like when you get home, you're like, yo, I have kale cereal? Like, what the hell was I thinking? Oh, you were in a low vibration. You were hungry. You went you went to a party hungry, or feeling an energy of lack. So when you're in an energy of lack, you let everybody in. You're like, man, I'm taking this. Yup, I want these. Kale cereal sounds great. And then you're eating like little pallets in the morning, like little gun pallets. You're like, what have I done? You understand? So when you stand in your power, you can go to the supermarket hungry. You're like, man, you're going to be trash. You're going to taste whack. You will know who to give your time to. Something that looks promising, read the label, turn it to the back. Don't just look at the front, because it's like, yo, they got cuts, they got more waves in the ocean, right? Somebody lifted their little shirt and you like, that's it, I lost it, right? See the whole package. Read the ingredients, the nutritional facts. Oh, this is a heart attack in a plate, right? Then that's what you did. You're cooked. We're gonna end it with that. Don't be cooked. Yeah, I never looked at it like that before. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, hilarious. Trying to save money, so go to the great version, great value version, and underwhelm, invest in people, and leave the great value. Yeah, that's like the no frills, right? Get quality. Quality, you might have to save, you might have to be selective when you're only picking. You're on a budget. Go on a budget. Your budget is your list of do's and deal breakers and deal makers. You go to with a list, even if you don't always follow the list, or some people are like, I memorize the list, right? But you stay focused. You're like, hey, you got pretty smile and you got real great dance moves, but this right here that you are, womanizer, that's a deal breaker for me. A sexy liar, or people that disappear, that are bad with their phones, disconnect their phone and don't communicate, bad deal breakers. So it may take time to buy something of value. You may not have enough money to buy everything in the store, but just buy the most valuable needs that you need. Buy things that you need, not just that you want, not just your wants. And when you are focused, you will get what you want and need. You will get what you want and need. But first, tend to your needs. Um, yeah, by looking at yourself. What do I need, right? What do I need? What will make my life better? So, and after a while, you'll learn. Because you're doing the same thing 400 times. It's like Groundhog Day. Shout out to that movie. Um, Groundhog Day. He woke up in the same day 400 million times until he got it right. That movie's symbolic. The fact that it came to my mind. We're going to end with that. Don't be in a wash, rinse, repeat. Don't be arguing, and I say this, don't have dinner with schmucks. That's like the movie. That's some dinner with schmucks. It was like a stupid ass dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be arguing with people that are saying the same thing over and over. Say what you gotta say and walk away. And that's it. You understand? And walk away. And I love that you have the popcorn and everything. But, that's our live. Today, there's a lot of good gems here. Thank you, everybody that was here. Um, Bill Murray, he didn't miss. He didn't hardly miss. He didn't hardly miss. And What About Bob is another good movie because they all comedy too. Bill Murray. Speaking of Bill Murray, one of my favorite funny movies is What About Bob. It's about attachment, and being attached to the wrong person. So it's symbolic. It's all symbolic, and then growing out of it and empowering yourself and freeing yourself. But thank you everybody that was here. I'm probably gonna try to go live again tomorrow. Yeah, doubling down, doubling up, doubling. So I'm probably gonna try to go live to do a few readings. I'm gonna try to do. I want to always do like 5 readings, but then it like fills up fast. But I brought it down to like 10, but we'll see. So, thank you. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow or yeah, whenever we meet again. Thanks everybody for your comments. Hope this was useful or interesting or fun or whatever. And, great to interact. Thank you. Great show. Yeah. Now it's time to turn the TV off. Thank you. Cherry Blossom, everybody. Shout out to all the members. Nice to see you guys. Members, I'll always put like little like a poll or something to know like what are your favorite things or topics or whatever. But this was like our member kind of, but we opened it to people also, and I'm glad we did. We had some friends and people that needed to be in this discussion tonight. So yeah, I had that intuition to do that. Have a great night. Take care, everybody, and maybe see you tomorrow so we can continue. What is Southwest? What do y'all call it? The pajama, whatever party. I don't know. Slumber party. Yeah, slumber party part 2. If you with it, I'm with it. The slumber party. Um, and it was control tonight because the title was relationship, so it was control. I hate to leave my happy place. Oh, that's so crazy. That touches my soul. Like when you say that, that is crazy. I'm so glad. And like I said, this is a different type of therapy. You get me? Like this is therapy for me. It helps me. It helps everybody. This is great for me, for us to talk and for me to read. Like your input is phenomenal because everybody got great ideas. We feed off each other. Um, but we'll be back. Oh, I'm with it. Yeah, I'm with it. Y'all adorable. That's crazy. So, and this is, I love everybody that was here because this is a topic, a discussion. So there's people that want to change and want to learn, and that's awesome. I commend you. Because when the title is free live reading, then everybody and their mom will be up in here. So tomorrow is like the turn, I guess, a turn up part 2 for free live readings. Free live readings. Just to pull some cards and see the energy of all these things, all these astrological events. See where the energy y'all reading is at, or whatever. For real, every time we bow out, I want to cry and try not to get. Man, and Jewel, man, we come and look at us. We in a good relationship. See, and that's a good relationship. A good relationship gets stronger through time and gets more like closer. Like that's nice that you gonna make me cry. Like I created this crazy little community and then y'all came. Y'all created it with me because there's no community if it's just me. It's another, monologue. So I thank yourself for that. Thank yourself for that. This is cool. That's my heart, yo. That's real. That's real. Thank you, everybody. Hit the like button. Watch different things. I might put some other readings probably during the week with the eclipse reading or some other readings because there's so much going on. It's crazy. I'm a big baby too, Andrew. I told you the biggest baby. It's like I'm the biggest baby. I'm telling you. Even though um, we come across here like we got it together, but I'm sentimental. You guys can see it. You guys can see it. Because that's why I opened it up to other people because I was like, man, other people might want to hear this. This is a big topic. This is an important topic. But thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoy your time here. I'm loving to see y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll leave the gate open. And let's see who in the heck left the gate open and who let the dogs out. So we'll open it to everybody. And last time we opened it to everybody, it was pretty fine and dandy. These lives are getting better. We're growing the community. 17,000, 17K. Y'all crazy. Oh my God, 17K. I appreciate y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy lit. But thank you. Be free to rewatch. I'm gonna put timestamps on this live so that y'all know. And then this is the outro, the chit chat, the outro. I okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for your transparencies. I salute you. Bye.